Hi guys, it's Dandelion. I'm trying something new with putting some of these video stills in my video. So I'm not going to let it move because I don't want to take a chance on that. But this, I put Lego Dimensions Back to the Future in the box, and the reason why I did that is because I was looking at it on the Renee M channel and saw her many Lego CERN toy videos, and for some reason she's allowed to show moving things, and I don't know why, but I know other people have trouble with the copyrights. But so anyway, this is the Back to the Future guy, and I think later on in this one he says "Great Scott," and I decoded that saying, but I wanted to stop it here because I want to show you how where you stop it at certain places to look at the timestamp, and if you go and look at this you'll see what I mean. But right before this second he was lifting it and the box was covered with lights, and then he set it down and the lights went out, and it was at 23, and then this is in 11 right here, and let's see, yeah, actually I don't see the 9 here, so I guess that's okay. I could add them together different ways, but anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and I'll get to the decode in a second. Okay, on this timestamp he says 7:53 a.m. and I really don't see a lot happening with that. I see a 7 and an 8. The AM is a 14, and the 7 and the 8 are 15 and could be reduced to a 6. But I thought I would include it just in case anybody else knows what that's about. Alright, in this place at 44 seconds, and I've told you about the number 44 before, being the kill number, he says, "What could you be?" And so I put that into the gematria counter, and here's the numbers: 175, 1050, and I usually read it from the simple to the English to the Jewish, which is 1943. This is probably the number that matters. But if you go down here, I just want to go down, usually I go down for a quick association on the English, the simple and the English that match, and we have "In God We Trust," the wisdom of the Kabbalah, and consciousness, Holy Trinity, a few of these other things that that are kind of iconic, Goddess of Venus, Archangel Metatron, 77, Lee Harvey Oswald. It just kind of gets stranger the further you go down here. So the name of this Lego toy is called Dimensions, and it has a 121, which is a 3 mirror, a 726, which would be the 26th of September if you took the month to be the 7th month in the Roman calendar is September, and I think this is a noteworthy because of the 269-degree heading on the Washington Mall that ISIS sits on, because that to me also points to a date, 226, and I believe that's the date in this September when the Pope goes to Philadelphia, and I hope they're really not up to anything, you guys. I just everybody's interested in this, and I'm interested in it too, and I found a lot of strange things, and so I'm just trying to put the clues together. But one thing I noticed in the last one that I did, "What could you be?" Actually, let me see if I can click back to it. So I think I found that "What could you be" equals 121 when it's spelled out in letters, but let me go back and check. All right. Well, I saw it in my edit, because when I went back and checked real time in the video, I didn't see it, but I saw it in the edit, 121. So that's an interesting tie-in, and that's something that you also see when you run these phrases in gematria next to each other. You find out that they are related. So there's probably more to this that I'm actually not getting, but we'll just be open and the clues will fall in. So I put in Lego Dimensions, and I did find some interesting numbers here. We have the 77, which is the way, and the 44, which was just our timestamp. And we have 960 or 96, which is kind of points to the September 6th that I was just looking at, and all the numbers associated with that. So I don't see any noteworthy associations, esoteric associations with this. So let's go back to the video. Okay, just a second later, at 45 seconds, he says, right after what could you be, then he says alien artifact. So I looked that up, and it does have something noteworthy to bring you. The 119 equals alien artifact in simple gematria, and this is the same as Star Wars. Star Wars equals 119. The reason why I'm interested in this, I'm not just trying to make videos. I was looking at, well, I'm going to get to the Great Scott video, what I had gematria'd before, and maybe he's gonna, hopefully he'll say it in this video. I didn't even know if I could find the right one again, but I was watching another video. Let's go to it. This one. I think it's this one. It might have been on the Renee. No, I think it's this one, where it goes through all of the dimensions that are opened, and basically it shows everything that's ever been imagined and any kind of idea, and basically the mixing of all the dimensions. Well, this is an idea that is actually pointed to by a lot of varied sources, and not even just having to do with CERN, although CERN could be the center of this, but the lowering of the veil. And other people have said that when the veil lowers, we will basically lose the protection that we had from everything that's in the other dimensions, especially the fourth and the fifth. And also the other thing is that when the veil lowers, and especially the fourth dimension, I think it's Melchizedek, Drunvala Melchizedek says that we will be traveling through the fourth dimension to the fifth, and that, I believe this is Drunvala Melchizedek that says this, that you will need to be in control of your thoughts, because as we approach the thinning of the veil, your thoughts will manifest reality faster. It's like I told you about the quantum frequency generator. We're in a quantum frequency generator right now, except for since we're in the third, things manifest slowly. But as we go into the fourth, your thoughts will manifest faster. And so that's the feeling that I got when I saw this video. Let me just show you the title so you can look it up. Oh yeah, this is on the Renee M channel. LEGO ad points to September 27th, universes and dimensions collide. And I was curious about that because of the mixing of the dimensions and how people are going to handle that, people who are not used to controlling their thoughts. And this has to do with having consciousness and oil and being able to be fully anchored within your heart in truth, because you could get off on a tangent pretty fast if you let your thoughts drag away with you. And right now in the third dimension, people are having their thoughts polluted with mass media, and so most people aren't used to controlling their thoughts, and also they have their heads filled with lots of scary stuff. And I think this is, you've been banked up with a lot of scary stuff in preparation for the movement, the lowering of the veil, in which everything that you think you could see very quickly, just like in a dream. Like when you're in your dream, whatever your mood is, it shows up in your dream very quickly. So I believe that this is what they are talking about here. I don't know if it's going to end up having to do with CERN or not, but we just need to keep an eye on all this. So back to this guy, alien artifact, 714. This is one day off of the 715 that I was talking about, the GO. So this would be the 195th day. Okay. Okay, he says something that I don't understand, something like, are you of life, or something like that. I played it 4 times. I can't understand what he's saying. But then he opens the box very slightly right on this timestamp, which I've showed you is the way, the divergent path, which to me makes sense. And then in the next second he starts to say, and then he finishes his statement at 53 seconds, which is the look number, look, he says, oh, you're a box. Okay, so at 53 seconds he says, oh, you're a box. We'll add that to the Gematria database. So this one doesn't disappoint either. We have 888, we have a 1141, and we have, sorry, it moved. It's still moving. Let me bring this down. And then we have 144. So you can see how these statements are, they have a different message underneath them than just the words. And you can see how it seems like he's muttering to himself, but it's just to make an excuse for the disjointed, coded statements, which I've told you before. This is what they're doing. So Prince William also equals 144. The mark of the beast. Try to do this without clicking King Solomon. The secret key. Sagittarius. Barak Hussein. I think they misspelled this. I think it's missing an S, but I'm not sure. 44. We just had that. Oh, and Yom Kippur. This is a biggie. Big one. Big, 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 big. 9/22 in September. Scientology. Alien invasion. Some people think that they're going to have a fake alien invasion because they've kept all their secret space programs secret from you. And now they can have enough ships that they can have a fake alien invasion to scare the crap out of you. And also to make the star people who are good look bad. I really do feel that there are all kinds of star people around us, and lately we have actually been protected from the worst of them, but there's still kind of a spectrum of star people out there. I just saw some tonight. I was out in front of my house and I saw star people. I saw a plane flying kind of low over our house, and right next to it was a light flying perfectly parallel with it and at the same speed, directly across from its wing. And so I was wondering, oh, there's probably a kid in that plane going, Mom, 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 look, 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 look. And then the mom hopefully is looking, but she might be saying that, you know, she's busy reading her book or something. Or the kid probably bugged her for like the 1100th time right then. So I thought that was kind of funny. Then I saw another one. You know, I don't know if other people have where the stars blink on and off when they look at them. That happens to me a lot. Great Harvest. This one scares me, because I wish they wouldn't use food words in the Bible. All right. Oh, of course. And Tutankhamun. Apple of my eye. This is important because I think this is something in the Bible that is a clue. It talks about the torus field. It talks about eye cosmology that connects to other clues. So that's, we're going to take it a little bit longer on the 144,000 here, even though it gets crazier as you scroll down. All right, that was it. Oh, you're a box. Very interesting, right? Okay, so I'm not going to go 2 seconds at a time through this, but at 55 seconds, I've told you this is the alarm number, the Snape number. Bum, bum, bum. He opens it and we see the radiation sign here. And this is your connection that they're talking about something dangerous having to do with CERN. Also, I just missed it, but that little guy is beheaded, which is kind of another feeling of alarm when you look at it. Okay, so I've talked a lot about the gateway numbers, and right at this gateway number there is a soundtrack that has an alarm sound where he is shocked to find a piece that is himself. And so it kind of places him in, you know, he is a time traveler, right? And he's one of these genius, he's a white-haired genius time traveler guy, so it is kind of like he's playing, you know, one of these sun gods sort of people, these technologically advanced astronaut, Jupiter slash Zeus slash Osiris, if you spell it right, and all these, and the Eiffel Tower Man. If you haven't seen my video about the Eiffel Tower Man in Paris, go check that out. And you'd want to go look at all those time-lapse drawings that I did. I think you'll really like them. I think that's my most original stuff that I have right there. So, but that, you can see how the 101 gateway number lines up right here. Okay, here we go. Oh, maybe we should talk about, for some reason he has a walkie-talkie. I don't know. Okay, here we go. All right, well right here he says very handsome, so I had to look that up. And it does have the 149 in it. So let me just scroll down really fast here. Look into the English. Sometimes I like to look at the Jewish gematria, but I like the English one most. Okay, Judas Iscariot. Zachary K. Hubbard. I don't think he would appreciate me mentioning that. Skull and Bones. End of the World. Edward Snowden. Very handsome. So these are the hidden ideas beneath that. 66. Meaning of Life. Holy of Holies. Beautiful Hearts. Kingdom of Heaven. Skull and Bones 322, Planet Venus. Isn't it amazing? All these things. Babylon is Fallen. Astral Travel. Okay, right here at the 111, he says, where did you come from? So look that up, and it's, I think the Jewish gematria number is the most interesting here, although we have the 22 here. And that's in 1919, so that's a double raw number. So he might be equating that with Ra. Okay. Oh, I'm on. No Illuminati, film would be complete without the one-eyed shot, but he did go over his left eye and then over his right eye. So a little bit different. Okay, here he's kind of showing that the CERN hole is like a mouth, which kind of clues into your wormhole idea. That if it was a wormhole, it would kind of look like a mouth opening. So it's interesting that he does that. And then he has, this is the 33-degree Mason moment where he's measuring it. All right, well, this is the moment where he just finished saying, now, if my measurements are correct, and I stopped the timestamp. And so over here in this corner, we have a 111 again. That does allude to my great Scott when I do eventually get around to that decode, and inserting it into this video. And then you can see that you do have the 9 and the 11 here, and also the 6 and the 11, because that's what I found. That's what I found having to do with the September 6th date, was also a 6/11. That was the days remaining to the end of the year. Oh, here, let's look at now if my measurements are correct. This was interesting because in simple gematria, it's exactly 1 day short of a year. So what does that mean? Okay, so this very well could be the 365, because if you could take in consideration the rule of Kollel, which I've mentioned earlier in other videos, that says that something can be off by 1 because 1 and 0 are the same, according to this Illuminati cipher that I learned from Illuminatus Observer. And then here we kind of have the 8-6, we just have some 18s in here. I guess that's really what you can say. Oh, here you do have an 8-6, an 8/16. Do you see it? So that's interesting. That's kind of like phi. Huh. Man, that's a really interesting word. Let me scroll down here. Let's look at the English. Oh, good. It's a nice short one. Oh, yeah. When there's big numbers, those are kind of confusing to look at. Okay, well, this is the moment where the sound makes a shocking sound, and he plugs it together, and the thing lights up. And this is the 100. This is the 35, which is the eye. Interesting, right? To me, it's interesting. So we have our 33 and our 9 and our 8. Lots of different things going on there. Just to show you what it looks like when he plugs it in. We have the symbols around here, kind of like Stargate. And here's the 36 number, which is the trinity of 6. It's the trinity of 666 because it's the 18, which is a 6 plus 6 plus 6. It's 18 twice, plus it's the summation of 36 equals 666. And then there's also a new 36 that I learned, which is the seed of life. Those numbers add up to 36, and then there's a 9 that goes all the way through that, which I believe is one of the root reasons why Tesla says that the secret of the universe is in the numbers 3, 6, and 9. So here we go. All right, so at 41 seconds, which is the blind number, he puts a human being before the gate. And I think they're saying that that is a dumb thing to do. That's what a blind person would do. So that's kind of interesting. Then seems like all heck's breaking loose here. We have some wind right after he clicked the little person on there. Okay, well this is the point where he says Great Scott. So this is where I'm just going to cut to my Great Scott decode that I did for you. It's not as exciting as the beginning of this, but I think that you'll like it. It has a 111 in it, and right here at this point where he makes the exclamation, there's a 9, and that's about all I can see right here. Yeah, this times, I think they're really, unless there's something having to do with these other numbers that I'm just missing. I see the 33, and I see the 9 from the alpha and omega, but I'm not seeing a lot else besides just these two moving numbers here. All right, well, hang on for the decode of Great Scott.
This is Dandelion. I'm going to try to bring you the video of the Google toy ad that has Doc, you know, from Back to the Future in it, and he builds CERN with the toy ad, and that CERN toy is coming out September 27th, which is very disturbing, you know. It's just so many layers of weirdness going on right now. But when he puts it all together, he says, Great Scott. And I'm learning to know which statements need to be decoded when we hear those things. So I decoded Great Scott. Well, great was 51, which, you know, and I didn't go to the deeper, you know, the torus field and the raw gematria and all that. I didn't go to that. Actually, I did the raw. No, I don't know. No, I think I just did it in syllables. So anyway, the total simple gematria of that is 51, which reduces to a 6, which is of the field. Okay. So I could go deeper on the great, but I think we're going to get enough nuggets out of this. Scott, for me, reduces is 77. Well, that is the way. The word way. The simple gematria is 49, which is the divergent 7. Well, here we have Scott, which is a 77. This is another way of writing the way. This is the symbol of Isis, whom I'm coming to believe that she's symbolizing Mother Nature. And the Holy Spirit is Mother Nature. I don't know. You know, I don't have to be afraid of being wrong because my heart is true and I'm a good person. So I don't have to fear that God is going to thump me over the head because I didn't find something in the Bible, or that I'm, you know, finding something good in Mother Nature and the Vatican told me not to. I'm not afraid like that. Well, anyway, what I found here was that the whole thing adds up to 138, and this reduces to 111. And so that was my nugget, because we've been seeing some 111s lately. And I'm going to bring you this video, though. There's tons and tons of symbolism in this video, and I just wanted to show you really quickly, without even getting too far into it. You can find the Pythagorean, the digital root of the addition of these words, and you can find out why did he say Great Scott instead of something else. Okay. Also, this is the 6 and the 7, right? And that is the spirit of 76, which is here what it is the 6 to the 7, which is astral travel. And maybe that's the CERN connection. Maybe they are talking about something about CERN is going to bring in the astral. They're going to open up a dimension to the astral. I have no idea what those guys are doing over there. If I was in charge, I don't think anything like that would be going on. But pointing out the 6 and the 7 and the 76, the spirit of 76, this is all about this. The spirit of 76 is about having the oil, and that's why this is a gas station. The oil, which is the consciousness, the ability. This means that you are not a zombie like C-3PO, or somebody who just follows what the Vatican says. You are somebody who thinks for yourself. You have oil and consciousness. You have truth within. And you are able, for example, to travel astrally consciously. You're able to leave your body, take your spirit out of your body, and travel the universe just with your spirit. And that's freedom from the dome right then. And in the Epic of Gilgamesh, this whole thing is in code. It's a little bit harder. In the time of Gilgamesh, it was easier to astral travel because they were in the 6th dimension. I believe we are now in the 3rd dimension. Don't hold me to it, but I think we're in the 3rd. So when you are astrally traveling in your dream time, most people astrally travel in their dream time and they don't give themselves credit. And then basically what happens is you do something in your astral dream, and then when you come back to your body like makes a quick symbolic story out of it, and then it feels like it was a long story, but basically it just laid the time into it, because in the astral I don't think there's linear time. So you are astrally traveling in your dream, but you're actually going from the 3rd to the 7th. And that's why it's more difficult for you to bring your memories back to the 3rd, and that's why you think you don't astral travel. Okay, Great Scott, astral travel, and the 111. Kind of interesting. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.